And good afternoon, folks. Warp 43, bringing you guys another one. This time here, we are reviewing Starfleet Academy. So sit back, relax, and of course, enjoy the show. And we're back. Starfleet Academy is basically the newest entry to Starfleet. And this is going to be a short review of what I think about Starfleet Academy. Now, I am a person that loves Starfleet. I've been a Star Trek fan forever and a day. I have the ships. Yes, this is a model of the NCC 1701. Have a controller that basically makes it hover in the air and flies back and forth. So yes, I have one of those. I have all types of starships. I have the Voyager around here. I have several NCCs 1701A, NCC 1701, and just all types of equipment from daggers from the Klingon, disruptors, phasers, the whole meal. I have books upon books of Star Trek. This ain't it, folks. This is not it. This is 90210 in space. Yes, I said 90210 in space. I've seen the whole thing. I've made sure I went through all the characters, and just certain things don't make sense. Let's go to this part right here. This is your Klingon. Actually looks like a Klingon. Does he behave like a Klingon? No. He gets his binoculars taken from him. Instead of him go all Klingon rage, like almost all Klingons I've ever seen have done, he doesn't attack him. He basically is a wimp. He has to wait. The main character has to save him and get his stuff back. This is no Klingon that I've ever seen. And people want to say, oh, well, you're not saying that they can be other things. They can be doctors. I know they can be doctors. I know they can be lawyers. I know they can be a bunch of other things. But for and foremost, they're still Klingon. It's all about the honor. If someone takes something for you, the Klingon is not going to sit there and be like, give it back. Give it back. Are we kidding here? Okay. No. Then you have the captain. She's actually not bad. She actually does a good deal in this show. The first, say, 20 minutes showing how she interacts with Vance shows that the acting for her as a character is great. They gave us a little memory of Vance. Again, I don't really like the disco verse, but still, Vance was a likable character in that verse. But I've seen she's actually in the chair as a cat. I've never seen a captain prolong in a chair like you're a cat. Why? What are we doing here? Okay. Notice how his hair cut from being long and dangly, like, a normal teenager would be and everything else to that. You see how his hair is nice and long. You see how it says in a bun, so you know it's also long. But then when you look at him later and everything else, so that he has no bun, no nothing. So the hero character has to look at certain aesthetic, whereas everybody else can be long and shaggy. So if the regulation was it has to be above the neck or something like that, why isn't this the Klingon like that, but you're not? Okay. Then you have the doctor. This is when they're in the medical office doing medical things. I'll just say it like that. And to use a memory from Voyager, he's like, tricorder. Somebody hands him a tricorder. He has to say, no, medical tricorder. Now, we're in the medical suite. We've already did this joke once already in Voyager. Why are we doing this shit again here? What's the purpose of that? Just to show that it's the same doctor, which is not. And yes, people were like, well, point out, well, he used a subroutine to make himself look older and everything else to that. Yes, I got the point, but the aesthetic doesn't work. This is not the doctor I know. You just use the membrane to try to say this is the same doctor, but it ain't it. That shows that it's not the same doctor because he wouldn't do that routine again. Okay, sorry. Then you have the rest of the thing that happens. This ship got this is the first episode. The very first episode. Why the shit is getting blown to bits like it's hamburger? So are Starfleet ships now made out of paper? Original Star Trek, the ship didn't get blown up at the beginning. Nope. Voyager didn't get blown up at the beginning. It handed somebody the butt. It got fired upon, but it was doing damage and everything else. This not here. TNG, no, they went and faced Q because they were about it. This here is like nothing I've ever seen. And I'm not even going to go to the actual look of the ship. The look of the ship is terrible. Like, who made this thing? This is the same donut hole around like the Discovery where the thing spins around, but this one don't spin. This is how you know this is from the Discovery verse, because the aesthetic is just meh. Okay. Deep Space Nine reference here. What is that? That's a woman. How? When that race cannot mate, they're all men? So how all of a sudden did you made them mate with a Klingon when they didn't mate? So we just making up new rules now. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is a different universe. So in this universe here, they might be females of these. I'm just saying. It's just you're just messing with stuff that just doesn't need to be messed with. This is your career counselor and Starfleet officer, and I'm not trying to make light of heavier people. That's fine. But you're supposed to be the cadet training officer. Shouldn't you show a certain level of health? I wouldn't be a good medical training cadet training officer. I am out of shape. So why would you make her one? It's ridiculous. Because there has to be a standard that everybody has to meet, and she's not meeting it. If a drill instructor is drilling somebody and they can't do the standard themselves, why would they be a drill instructor? It's the same principle. Okay. Then the ship gets basically destroyed. Everybody, the bridge crew ain't doing nothing. How are you the bridge crew of a Starfleet ship and a cadet has to save your ship? Again, I've seen Prodigy. Like Prodigy. You're trying to steal a theme from Prodigy to use here. Because the same thing happened on Prodigy. But the difference is they went into the ship knowing nothing, and you had what? Janeway as a hologram to walk them through everything to be the best they could. This is a ship of trained bridge crew. And to have their butts handed to them like this, first off, and then when this was happening, you see them shooting out photon torpedoes like crazy. What happened to the point defenses? You have phasers. None of the things should have attached to the ship, because you are not firing photon torpedoes at these things. You would have been hitting them with phasers for point defense. This is like I'm saying, whoever wrote this don't know Star Trek, because Starfleet ships have phaser turrets or phaser strips to hit incoming things. We seen when Picard was flying to a thing and the little ships came in out of nowhere. It's like ping, 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 destroyed. What is this? Useless number 101. And the cast of newbies, again, the 90210 clones, everybody looks absolutely perfect. Well, he's an alien, but he still looked perfect because he was the actual head asshole just a couple of minutes ago. It's insane. Then the crew is just useless again. You have cadets doing stuff that the crew is supposed to be doing. Oh, wait, the hero person has a special knowledge on what to do. Cool. Where the hell is the rest of the crew? How are cadets doing the stuff that the crew is supposed to do? These are new. This is not even, they're not even day one at school. And you're doing more than the trained officers are doing? So software has fallen so low. So basically, I'm just going to call it like this. This is not my Star Trek. Probably not your Star Trek. Most people's Star Trek, this is not going to be. If you're into 90210 or space opera like that, this is what you want. If you're used to wagging with the train, wagging for the stars, you know, basically like an old Western, how Star Trek was made and had morals and things like that, you're not going to find it here. Well, this is Warp 103 saying warp out, have fun. Hope you like the review of Star Trek, the premiere, Starfleet Academy premiere. I think is absolutely crap. I would give it 3 out of 10. And the 3 is because part of it has Star Trek in the name. Other than that, this is wasteless drivel. Go back to Star Trek like it used to be. Again, even Prodigy, where a lot of people didn't like, did it better. This is Warp 103 saying warp out, have fun. Catch you guys on the next one. See ya.